Does he have confidence in all his ministers?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Dr Russel Norman.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Is it acceptable for ministers to attend events known as the Cabinet Club, where a few private donors pay thousands of dollars to the National Party for access to those ministers?
Order. Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, other than the members making some assumptions on the last, but absolutely it is. Cabinet Manual makes it quite clear, and has done for a very long period of time, that it's actually totally appropriate for ministers to go and attend these types of events. They are free to speak about their portfolios. What they can't do is accept additional payment themselves unless they have my approval for doing that. It's so much been such a long-standing thing that I could, if members wanted me to do, table an address to the New Zealand Labour Party fundraising dinner by Michael Cullen, but interestingly enough, actually delivered by the person who's been asking all the questions in this area, Trevor Mallard.
Order. 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 Supplementary question, Dr Russel Norman.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Order. Order. Order.
Monkeys.
Order. Order. I'm calling Dr Russel Norman for a supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Supplementary to the Prime Minister. Does it corrupt our democracy for ministers to grant access to individuals on the proviso that they donate thousands of dollars to the National Party?
Mr Speaker.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, I really think that member needs to recognise his high horse went lame when he parked it up at the .com mansion. But if he wants to carry down this track, just make sure he tells New Zealanders he's never met Philip Mills, he's never spoken about green growth, and he'll never be part of a Labor Greens government, because, boy, is that hypocrisy coming into the House with that.
Order. Order.
Point of order.
This is a point of order.
Thank you,
Dr.
Mr
Russel
Speaker.
Norman.
It was a pretty direct question, a politically loaded question, I give you that. The Minister came nowhere near answering it. He didn't even bother.
I'm going to ask the member to start his point of order again, because I couldn't hear it, and this time I demand silence from the side.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It's a very simple point of order. The question was quite direct. It was a political question, I give you that, but it was a direct question. The Minister made no attempt to answer it.
Order. I thought the Prime Minister made an attempt to answer it that certainly satisfied many in the House. May not have satisfied the member, but it was certainly a very political question that was asked. Supplementary question, Dr Russel
Thank you, Mr
Norman.
Speaker. How many Cabinet Club events have his ministers attended in this term of Parliament?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, I don't have that information with me, but it wouldn't matter what that number was, because the Cabinet Manual is quite clear. It is absolutely thoroughly appropriate for ministers to do that. They go in their capacity as an MP or a member of the party, but they can absolutely go to those events. They can absolutely talk about areas of their portfolio and take questions. There is nothing wrong with that, and it won't matter how many times he gets on his feet and tries to claim something different. He's actually fundamentally wrong, and he needs to go and read the Cabinet Manual.
Supplementary question, Dr Russel Norman.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. So is the Prime Minister saying that it is acceptable in his government for ministers to engage in a cash for access scheme whereby members of the Cabinet Club pay thousands of dollars to the National Party in order to get access to ministers of the Crown?
Mr Speaker,
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, absolutely not, but it is quite acceptable for ministers to go in their capacity as an MP to a fundraising event and talk about their portfolio. It's been happening for a very, very long period of time across the Parliament.